All right, after it's all said and done, here's shelf number 1. All right, so we'll start with the big gun right here. This is a disruptor, a Klingon disruptor to be exact. It's actually Commander Kurge's disruptor. You can tell because of the nose. The emitter on the front is pointed upwards, and here I'll show you a comparison of the Playmates version of a regular Klingon disruptor, and you can kind of see here the differences between the two. This one's got more of a triangular nose, whereas Commander Kurge's Type 2 disruptor is actually more angular in the front. This takes 3 AAA batteries. They're fairly easy to get to. You just slide this part off of the top, and then underneath is the Phillips head mini screw that you have to unscrew to get to the battery compartment. And as you can see here, there's room for 3 AAA batteries. The sounds are a little weird. You get a little bit of a sound when you change disruptor settings, which is weird because I'm not sure why a disruptor has settings. There's either kill or kill painfully. That's what I assume anyway. So that's the Klingon disruptor, and underneath it is this little clear holder that I bought on eBay. It says Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and Klingon disruptor. It's pretty generic, even though we know that this is Commander Kurge's disruptor. So that's one item down. Now here's the first and the 3 Mego figures that I have. This is, of course, Admiral Kirk. You can tell by the little cross on his shoulder there, that's the Admiral insignia, so that's definitely Admiral Kirk from The Wrath of Khan. Khan in the background, we'll get to him in just a moment. Take a little bit of a look at the back of the card, but the figure itself looks amazing. The monster maroon that he's wearing is very accurate. He's got all of his rank on his sleeve there. The little insignia on the chest there, it's more of a little painted on thing. It's not stitched. It's more like a sticker. It's not all that great. But the belt looks fantastic. I really enjoy the belt. And then, of course, he's got his communicator and Type 2 phaser from the movie. All in all, this is a great-looking figure. So here we go to Captain Spock. Captain Spock. Space shuttle leaving in 15 minutes. That's stuck in my head forever. The backs are basically the same on all 3 of these. Here it is, Marty Abrams, a little blurb about him. As you can see here, he's giving the Vulcan salute with his broken wrist. And, he's also got his captain's stripes and his hand phaser and communicator. And now we get to Khan Noon Singh, played by Ricardo Montalban in both the TOS and, of course, The Wrath of Khan. So the face on Ricardo here looks really great. I think that they did a wonderful job with this sculpt. Unfortunately, the package kind of opened itself because the glue was a little not the best. So I'm going to pull him out here and I'm going to take a look at him in person. So the cloth looks fantastic. It's got holes. He's got lots of articulation in both the wrist and in the elbow and in the shoulder, which I accidentally pop out of joint here. And scare myself a little bit because I gotta wonder about that build quality. But we'll get back to that. He's got his broken Starfleet insignia on his chest, and then I do believe that that's a medical tray from a sick bay somewhere. That's what I think that was. But the cloth has tears in it. The boots look amazing. The pants are great. You could really take this figure and use it as a reference for an outfit. What's really funny though is that how the flesh doesn't match between the face and the chest, but you can kind of get around that, especially since it's normally in a box. Yeah, this is a great figure. I really enjoy it. I think it looks amazing. unfortunately, the shoulder popped out. So we will take care of that in a little bit off camera. Coming up now is one of my two favorite items in my collection. This is Captain Spock from, again, the Wrath of Khan. But as you can see, the monster maroon and the fit and finish for this uniform is just absolutely fantastic. The insignia is a beautiful gold and white color, as it should be. He's got gloves up there from where he interacts with the warp core to save the Enterprise. It's just an absolutely fantastic sculpt. You can see the belt looks fantastic. The insignia, again, looks great. His pants have that red stripe. The cuffs and the turtleneck are weirdly stitched into the shirt, which I guess makes sense. They're not going to make an extra set of clothing to put on something that's probably never going to come out of the package if they can help it. And then there's a little blurb on the inside of the box there talking about Spock and Genesis and Khan. And then on the back, it shows a little bit of the history of Star Trek. So that's Captain Spock, and he really needs dusted. And we'll get to that in just a second. But here comes the other one in this set here. This is basically a special collector's set. It was exclusive to KB Toys. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage on the top of this one that unfortunately it came that way, but you know, it's fine. I don't collect these things in order to resell them or anything like that. They sit on my shelf and I enjoy them a lot. So here we have Admiral Kirk. Got his Admiral badge on his shoulder. You can see me in the reflection. As I said, this isn't exclusive to KB Toys. It was limited to 5,000, which, unless it's hand marked with a number, that really doesn't make that much of a difference. Like usually it's like 1 out of 1701, but in this case it was just limited to 5,000. Which, you know, without some kind of a certificate or whatever, it's just really just print on the box. That's not mold. That's just the way the box came, and it definitely needs dusted off. Okay, so now we're going to move to the big boys. So here is Commander Spock in all of his glory. He's incredibly tall. I'm not exactly sure how tall he is. He's got his Vulcan salute. He actually comes with another set of hands. They are in a box somewhere. Right now I've just got him in a Vulcan salute. And he also comes with this wonderfully replicated phaser that he can hold in one of his hands. The phaser itself is gorgeous. It's even got a clear part where the emitter is. It's an unbelievably accurate Type 2 phaser. And then he also comes with this wonderful communicator. It flips up and back. It's not the most articulated piece. There's nothing holding it there except for friction. But as you can see, the little mores there in the center. It's got all of the red, yellow, and green buttons, and then it's got several other little buttons there. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic representation for the size of the figure. And we're going to pan down a little bit so I can show you his boots. His boots are actually pretty fantastic too. They're made out of rubber. Yeah, I need to really dust this thing off, and I will. The stand itself, this stand did not come with this figure. I had to buy a stand. These are all bought secondhand off of eBay, and this one did not come with a stand. So I had to buy a secondhand stand as well from somewhere else. But I mean, it holds the figure up perfectly, and it looks great. Now, to show you a little bit of how the sausage is made here, he's actually got a talk feature, and the place to press is right there on his lower abdomen. He does have a speaker in there, as you could see. I've taken the batteries completely out because I am just a nervous wreck when it comes to batteries ruining my figures. The articulation is good. Fairly decent. It does articulate in the middle of his forearm rather than the wrist. That's actually kind of funny. Elbows, shoulders, wrist, knees, a little bit of a torso twist, and his head twists as well. The neck is fascinating to me. It's just a very interesting caricature of Spock and Kirk. Here's the size comparison. Those are 12-inch. I would assume that would make this an 18-inch figure. So we'll go ahead and put him back, and we'll move on to Captain Kirk. I've got him posed here. He is actually holding the hand phaser he comes with and the communicator kind of loosely in his palm. Again, an amazing caricature. The Costume, the outfit as it's made is just well done. He's covered in spider webs. So, but yeah, so as you can see, the outfit is just incredibly well done. That is a little bit of a sticker that's been put on there very intricately. You can see his captain's bars right there. It's just such a well-stitched, well put together, well-made shirt. And then of course we're going to go back and take a good look at his face. It's a wonderful caricature, and the length of the neck was always just fascinating to me. It's just so weird that they decided to go that way. But it's just a well-made, well-designed, well-put-together figure. And these two were some of the first that I got. So now that we've gone through what was on that top first shelf, let's clean them up and put them back. Music, please.